Okay, good evening, everybody. I do believe the advertisements have finished playing. I said as I now recheck my dashboard to ensure. Yep, looks like they finished playing. Pre-rolls off. So I think it's time we just begin some shenanigans today. Onwards to the
Bruh.
booth. Blah, indeed. Hello, J-Chan. Good evening to you. How goes, my good sir? There we go. I actually pre-adjusted my exposure values as well this time. Haha. Welcome, welcome. I am doing good. I am tired as fuck, as always. We have some little typhoon winds here. It actually got slightly cold. And yeah, pretty much today, I'm now pretty excited to finish up these three guys here. Finish up their basing at least, and then maybe pay some more detail to them, because they'll be the last few guys for a tournament I'm joining on this weekend. Also, here's my Redempted Dreadnought. I worked him on the base off stream. He's got like a slightly dark volcanic base looking to a thing. Not sure how I want. It actually turned out looking a bit volcanic-like, so it's like, okay, maybe I'll lean into that. But I know he's not coming into battle just yet, and unfortunately, he might not come into battle for a while, just because point in the rules right now, he's not very efficient point-wise to use anymore, unless it's for fun. So he's here in case I need him. Put your side. I hope you're doing well, by the way, Jason, J-Chan. What's I do need to use is lighting is not looking as good as I'd like it to be. There we go. There, that's much better. There you go. I have these Deathwatch aggressors, like Deathwatch Combat Patrol, that got legended, and unlegended, and whatever. But yeah, basically, I feel like, well, on camera they definitely look dark. They need to have all the other details put in now that Deathwatch are back. I'm using these three Flamestorm aggressors in a tournament on this weekend, and they meet the minimum painting requirement, but the bases were not based. Thought, okay, fine, let's just do the bases. Ah, right. I had the great ideas, like, let's actually go and do a custom make their base instead of just doing the paste like I normally do, which is terrain paste is nice and easy, just stick it on, slam it on and done, like these golden boys have. But I thought, no, I want, since these are heavy armor guys with flamethrowers, they're meant to like be breaching into buildings and stuff. So I custom made these bases. On my socials, let me quickly go socials thing. Socials. On my Twitter, I posted a pre-shot of this before I did the quick gunmetal basing on it. These were very easy to make actually, as you can see. Basically, I just used this plastic card. How thick is this plastic card? Is this what's the plastic? How thick is this? This was honestly too thick to have been. This was really hard to cut through. I should have used thinner one and just double layered it. This is how many mils is this? 1.5. 1.5 millimeter thick plasticard sheet from Tamiya. I think this was Tamiya, is it? Yeah, it's glossy. This is Tamiya plasticard. I scored in and cut the general circle because I couldn't find my compass cutter in. And I just popped the circles out and I stuck them to the base. But I also, well, there's like these strips here. How did I do that? Let me show you. Let me show you my magical ways. It's this. It's a zip tie. I just kind of strip out the circle, cut a piece of zip tie out, here side by side, glued it in, and then painted it all gunmetal. Done. So yeah, how to get fancy little venting on the floor? Use the zip tie. I just happened to have these zip ties laying on. I was like, oh wait, these, when painted up, these will look like little vents. So yeah, that was that. And I just scored in like a little like divider line between plates and stuff here. I think like this one, unfortunately, it's hard to see because the guy's on it. I've already done the staining and the weathering, which I'm going to be doing today on these two bases. They have all the staining and weathering to do. Yeah, oh, wow. Because he's so dark, the camera can't pick it up. Alright, we'll just work with these. So yeah, those examples, I just use my knife to score in like scratch marks and stuff. And I just did like little bullet holes here and there. And also this one, I shaved down the edge, so it's not actually a full circle. It's like a ever so slight ramp downwards. I'm gonna put a little bit of texture paste here to make this look like it's like an entrance way to like a hangar or something. And of course, there's a bunch of those scratches and stuff from whatever aliens are here. So it's either Death Watch, they are the alien hunters. And the idea is, I think, is it for this one? Yeah, this guy, I want him to stand like this, so it looks like he's just stepping onto the platform and he's just firing his flamethrower in. That's the idea, at least. And maybe I'll try to paint... Oh yeah, I scored the slight guideline here, because I want to try and do a hazard striping along this area. Oh my god, I committed myself to hazard striping. Shit, I forgot I did that. Well, I committed myself to try and do some hazard striping today, so I'm gonna try that. So basically, this base was the proof of concept. Would it work? Which it did. And then these two are just expanding upon it. Actually, also here, what I did is that's the zip ties up part way. Then this is a semicircle plastic rod I got from Evergreen. I just did that for the rest of it to make it look like, oh, there's actually a pipe hidden underneath it. So that's a protective grating and there's a pipe there. And then, of course, there's like a scratch mark from an alien that pulled the grating off and damaged the pipe beneath it. And so, yeah, that was a... Honestly, the hardest part of this was just cutting through this very thick plastic card. This is 1.5 mil thick. I should have used my 0.5 mil thick one and just cut it twice or 3 times and layered it, because that would have been much faster. Also, I didn't expect to lose my compass cutter. I still don't know where my compass cutter is. And the hobby shop near my work didn't have any more compass cutters, so I couldn't even buy a new one. But, yeah. So this is the first time I've done my own custom basing beyond just texture pasting my way through it. It's like, I'm going to need more zip ties of various sizes now for different widths and stuff of grating and venting. So, yeah. So let's see. I think what I should do first tonight is do the hazard striping first on this, so when it dries, I can do the weathering stuff and it's going to weather into the thing. So, yeah, there we go. Oh, then also I just use some Vallejo gunmetal with a big brush, just blah, 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 over it, just to give the metallic look. Although I'm feeling like, based on how the reflection here is happening, maybe I'll mix a semi-gloss with a matte to make it a more matte semi-gloss, just to keep it maintaining the metallic look, but not be so reflective. Also, yeah, wow, the shadows. The shadow this guy's casting over the base makes it very hard for the camera to pick up. Versus these two here, where you can nice and brightly see it. But yeah, actually, to make these little bullet hole things, well, first off, for the claw marks, I just gouged my knife in one angle, tilted it, gouged it out, and just gouged out little triangles. And I got the little claw marks. And then for the drill bits, I just stuck my knife in at an angle and just twirled it a bit to just open it up a bit. And then I deepened it with a little pin vise, wherever my pin vise went. I don't know where my pin vise is. But yeah, just pretty simple. If you have the tools and the materials, it's just like stick, 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 done. So yeah, so let us attempt some hazard striping. Again, I've not actually done hazard striping before by hand. I've done lieutenant stripings on the helmet once. I feel like on a bigger base like this, it's going to be a bit easier to try to handle. Keyword, I think. Else, I just weather in the mistakes. So yeah, let us begin with some paint. And I think I'm gonna... Let me find a yellow. Ooh, this is the time when I realize, did I actually ever get a thick yellow paint, not an airbrush yellow paint? I did. I have a deep... Oh, look at that. I have 3 yellow colors. Perfect. I think... You know what? I think I'm going to try this one. The Vallejo Game Color Yellow. Supposed to be high opacity sunny yellow. I'll try that for the striping. And let's see. How shall I... Do I want to try masking off the striping? I might do. I have masking tape. Do I have thin enough masking tape? We'll find out. Let me rummage it. I know I had thin masking tape somewhere here. Here we go. Here's some thin masking tape. Is that going to be... Oh, it might be okay. Yeah, why not? Let's try this. Okay. Let me get a little roll of the masking tape off. Like so. Oh, it's clear. Interesting. That looks like a good enough amount. Let me cut. Ooh, there. Okay, a little bit of masking. Then need to trim the little excess off here. Just cut some lengths of it. Let's see. It's about a 45-degree angle, so I'll just stick it like that. I'm going to use one piece to act as a spacer to try to keep them sort of even. I only need enough length to mask off just that little segment there. There we go. Let's see how this works. This is my first time I bought this super thin masking tape ages back for Gundam stuff, and then I just never used it. Now I'm finally using it for Warhammer shenanigans. See, we're coming full circle. All the materials that I never used for Gundaming, I'm now using for Warhammering. I think by the shop I bought this from has like moved locations twice since I bought this as well. Shows how long it's been since I've used it. Or since I got it. Yeah, come on. Get in position. Assume that position. There we go. Yeah, but yeah. After this, also I picked up a certain little book that came with a certain little what used to be a limited edition mini that's no longer limited edition. Which I'm probably trying to build him tonight once these guys are done. And yeah, also I have the little fox lady, wherever she is. Hold on, I've got a. Hold on, let me see. This is gonna be hard to see because like she's only. There we go. I've got this Kitsune Knight lady here, who I find black, so it's hard to see. Also, if there's enough time, I'll probably try to start painting in her. Probably try to paint in the skin first and just see how it looks. So yeah, so little Kitsune lady to do as well. Yeah, should be some proxy for something. I don't know what yet. And okay, there we go. That's how we can get 4 stripes in. So I'm just going to push that down a bit harder. Also, worst case, if this pulls up the paint, because I've never tried masking over acrylics, ever, I believe. Yeah, actually, yeah, only time I've ever been masking has been over lacquer paints that I know are very strong. So worst case, if this pulls up the paint, it's like, okay, weather it in. It's going to be part of the damage from the platform. Anyway, so that's that. Let us see if... Well, see how good this masking even is now. Okay, there we go. That's probably secure enough. So, let's get my junk out of the way. Let me grab a... Not a thick brush, actually. Let's go with still a thin brush, just for some control here. This is a 00 brush. Here we go. And as always, with the paint, the gentlemanly action of just to mix it up. I could be more sus, but I don't have space for such a machine to do this yet. Okay. Let us find an empty spot in our palette to use. We also need to... actually, I've got some more container boxes, otherwise... shameless plug, I have a throne if you want to help fund metal boxes for storing my minis in. Well, actually, I already ordered 2 more that came in today. I just didn't have time to bring them home today. Let's just say, between taking minis out and stuff and also building a lot more, it's like, ah, wow, I'm actually, my desk is starting to fill up a bit here with minis I'm either half working on or don't have space to put into the box again. And that's before I start working on my 18 Outrider attack bikes. Ugh. Come back. I think was yeah, I have 12 official Outriders and I have 6 unofficial ones for a full 18 Outrider army, which may or may not suck. 3 Outriders have been very good to me so far, so who knows? Who knows? Anyway, let us also just grab a spot of water for diluting. Blah, blah, blah. There's a spot of water here. Because this is Vallejo game color, so it is not pre-thinned. It's just that it has high opacity. So you do need to thin your paint with this. But it is yellow. And the yellow's a fucking bastard to deal with, usually. So this is the first I'm going to see how the game color yellow even works. Let me just thin it lightly. That's the thing with light colors, yeah, you need to thin it, but because of that opacity bullshittery, you don't really want to thin it too much. Yeah, I think let's go with that. Multiple thin layers as always. Plus, I'll be weathering it. It's gonna be heavily weathered anyway, so full coverage doesn't matter too much. Like anywhere that isn't fully covered, I'll just weather in as just being scratches and stuff. Yeah, but this is actually not too bad, actually, for that. Also, like where the blast marks are, I'll definitely weather in some black dry brushing in just to scorch it a bit. There we go. Very carefully. Also, we'll then find out how good this masking tape is for like holding the paint back. There we go. So again, 2 thin coats. So this probably, I'll apply this coat, let it dry, and work on the other base first, and come back to this one after that. So I want to add some sort of like lettering or like marking on them to just give a bit more visual interest. There we go. Like that. And a tiny little spot up here. There. See, this part just needs a little bit more opacity for sure. There you go. Okay. There. Leave that to dry for a little bit. With my brush. Let's work on the other base a bit. Let's see, how can I give this a bit more visual interest beyond some staining? Actually, also, how's this guy going to stand on it? It's going to be a sergeant walking along. The pin for his foot is here. It's just going to be like that. Hmm. Do I want to just add like a little white square at the side for like a loading marking or something, maybe? Wondering now. Maybe. Yeah, maybe some sort of like light marking at the edge just to make it look like it's got a loading dock or something. Which means, why don't we just use the rest of my masking tape right here for that masking off of, for a nice sharp edge. Nope. Something like that. Just make the most out of my leftover tape. Stick it down like that. And grab the rest of it here. Mask it off like that. There. Okay. Then for this part, I have a trick for like trying to get a white marking there. It's going to be use a maybe I can do it because this is going to be dirty. We're going to dirty this up anyway. I'm going to go with a bone white instead first. Normally I would go like gray, bone white, then white for pure white. But no, this is going to be this is a dirty sort of loading zone that they're going into. So let's just go straight to bone white. Even if it's not even, I'll just weather in the unevenness. And I know this bone white actually does cover pretty well. There you go. Just thinned it down ever so slightly. Make it easy to use. And then I'm just going to give this a bone white corner, which will then I'll push to a regular white, which will then get all icky and dirty after that. There we go. Intermediate white spot added. Let that dry. Let's see, how about for the one which I already based onto it? Do I really want to do anything more to you? I think now. Let's have a bit more of a story. So we have one guy entering in the loading bay, which has the entranceway, this hazard stripes, and the outside claw marks and stuff. We got one guy who's gone a bit further in, where there's like the loading zone, the markings are loading for it. And then we have the other guy who's much further in beyond the loading zone, so it's just plain flooring and the little vents, well, I guess grating on the floor. Yeah, there we go. So we got a story going there. And then when I make the other three for the squad, I'm going to have to match the aesthetic, but the aesthetic's easy enough to match anyway. So, okay, so we just give that a moment. Let's see. Touch, touch, touch. Dry enough to the touch. Let's go back to the yellow now. Load up again. Give the second coat. As far up to the side as I can. Little mistake. Thanks because it's yellow, any little mistakes that go over, they're going to be very easy to cover up. Because just any dark color over that's going to cover it up again. Plus, there's also going to be a lot of, or what do you call it, wash weatherings on this. Like, I'm going to be doing a mix of brown wash as well as black wash, just to really sell the dirtiness of this. Yep, touch, 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 touch. And up there, that little corner. There. Okay. Oh, what the fuck? Begone, bot! Boom. Faltering Degradation 8. Such an interesting name. Sounds like me. Wait, what? Okay. While that yellow was done, the bone part is probably dry enough now for a quick second coat to lightly even it out a bit. There we go. Coat number 2 looks so much smoother. Clean up the brush. Now let me get the black ready, because I have to do the black stripes in between. I'll just pre-splooge some black out here. Small pre-splooge. give that a little bit more time to dry. So, actually, while that black splooge is here, I do want to darken this little line I made here. So maybe I'm going to pre thicker wash just that line. So, and also blacken the bullet hole here. There. Blacken the edge of that venting to make it look like it's continuing on. There we go. Okay. Looking good. But it's actually for this one, I can also do the blacken this little line here while I'm at it. Carefully down it. There we go. So that little panel difference there. So I can blacken between the side of the pipe to make it look like it's visually make it look like it's deeper than it is in there. There. And of course, then blacken the end of the venting part just to make it look like it's hollow and continuing on from the side. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Alright, onto these. Let's do the mask peel. Ah. Okay. Okay. Not bad. Okay, that looks okay. A little bit of bleed here, but then I'm about to fix that with the black paint anyway, for the black stripe. What hazards, so let's just do it. Because in the black stripe, I will push slightly into the yellow to make it look like there's some weathering to it. There we go. That's the fun part about, like, especially weathered terrain and stuff. Like, mistakes, you just weather straight in. Just weathers in and you're fine. It's very forgiving. And also, unintended mistakes make the piece unique. Like, oh, I didn't expect to make that mistake. Oh, well, now we got a unique little bit of weathering put onto your little piece here. Just really make sure I get to the edge of those lines so it'll be as crisp as I can, or as the paint will allow me to be. Notice as I'm painting, I paint slightly from the near the edge of the line, but not at the edge, and I slowly, carefully approach the actual edge as smooth as I can. So I start off just offset from the actual like line I want, and then I bring it up to the line. And of course, rotate the piece as much as you need to comfortably get the angles you need. Right. So like here, I'm just short of that yellow line there. And then I slowly bring it up to the line from one angle and then from the other. So again, near the line. Okay, well actually that was the brush naturally went onto the line. Near the line and bring it up to the line. There we go. Yeah, okay. We successfully have hazard stripes. I'm going to give it one try, then I need to get my silver out to have a silver color in the scratch marks, so like it's scratched through all the top layers of oxidation to expose some of the fresher metal underneath. And a nice bright aluminum silver really brings that effect out. And also still like be a little bit shiny even though to put the weathering washes over that. So here we go, some Model Air aluminum. Just dollop a small bit into the palette, a very small bit. Clean my brush off. Dry it a bit because this is this aluminum from Vallejo is an airbrush paint, so it's quite thin already. So you don't actually want your brush wet when you use it. You want it damp but not wet. And then you just fill the scratches with this silver, and just get a little bit over it just to sell the effect. Also the bullet holes as well. There we go. So after the weathering stuff, I also come back and actually re-silver some of it just to make it look fresher than the other silver spots. Go, just spot that silver around the bullet marks and stuff as well. Let it get over the edges, just as a little bit of an edge highlight with the silver as well. Yeah. Road. Need to a little bit often just because of the using the very tip of the brush, so it can't hold too much paint. Go. Silver into this here. Nice. A little bit of silver in the random scratchings here I did as well. It basically sort of like, I guess, Tyranids or GCs like broke their way in, so they really scratched up the walls and floors they're getting in, while there's like these bullet holes left from the defenders shooting back at them as they were entering in. There we go. There, that was nicely weathered and stuff. See, the silver heels I'm going to use for the piping, but the scratches here at the piping. Just around this area. So we use it as a slight edge highlight along this part here. So this one needs a bit more silver too in its little gash marks and stuff. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, looking pretty nice, I think. Clean off my brush a bit. Let me get a smaller little stipple brush, or just this slightly white brush, and a small bit of the gunmetal I used at the base, and I'm going to stipple a bit on the painted part, just the swipes, just to give it a bit more of a weathered look. So, they've been slightly worn away from use already, and then now they've been scratched up from las file and stuff. Let me just kind of want sort of a dry brush, not too wet, kind of like a dry brush actually. There we go. A slight stipple. Okay, maybe I dried it off a little bit too much. Okay. That's about right. So just... There we go. Basically, make it look like some of the paint is worn away to the underside. Actually, just gunmetal itself below. There. That went pretty well. Let me dry the brush off quickly, because I forgot to do the white part on this for that, whatever the loading marking off it going to be is. The white, do I have is there any other white paint I want to try out that I haven't used yet? For my collection, that's ink, glaze medium. Oh, here we go, I've got it right here. This is a Vallejo white gray from Mecha line, so this is actually airbrush one. White gray is just a slightly off white, and it's also found working with white, having slight off whites it just works a lot better than just working with pure white. Pure white is a fucking ass to deal with. Anyway, so that's an airbrush paint, so you really don't need to thin it down. It's very pre-thin for airbrushing. Let us just slather this down on and see how it looks. Noting this also will have a bit of the weathering stuff done to it as well. Okay. In this case, I'll leave that layer to dry first and come back to it when it's dry. Again, it dries pretty quick, so should be fine. So I'll let that dry. Back to this thing.
Hydrate, you bastard!
Ah, thank you for the hydration, Hellman28. Welcome, welcome. You're making a kill team for your pals, connecting all the kill teams that I can own and play them on the table. Ooh, nice. That's fun. Kill team's fun. Ah, thank you for the hydrate. There you go. Nice. That sounds great. Yeah, I have do the Space Marine kill team, and I have the Servitor Battleclade, which I'm excited to build up. Not too excited to play it. It seems kind of hard, but I like the Servitors. Just the weird mechanical guys who've been lobotomized and stuff. So it seems fun to do. But yeah, now let's see. Touch. Probably try enough to just start the liquid weathering now. So what I did before is I first went with the Agrax Earthshade, just give a nice dirty color to it. So we're just going to do a quick Agraxing. I'm just going to use my dirty water as well, just to get some texture and color to this. Although I should use a wider brush for that. Let me get the wide brush. Well, welcome. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, which kill team are you working on right now? Because all of them are really fancy. I want to wet my brush a bit. Maybe just grab a bit here first. Into the palette. Yep. Then I'll just now water it down a little bit here. Gonna use that too. Let's definitely weather it inside the little vent track here for sure. And then I'm just going to pretty much wash this all over. Actually, I'm just going to wash the entire thing with it first. There we go. I'll go back over the silver parts later just to bring the silver back out, since the silver is supposed to be like pressure scratchings that happened. Well, let's just quickly get this applied. And definitely a little bit more of it at the vent, in the vent itself, where all the scrubby shit went. Oh, there you go. Wow, this is... Oh, look, that blended in so nicely already. Holy shit. You have Necrons, Night Lords, Dark Elder, Admech, don't know for Arbites or Commander Guard kill team. You know, Tabletop Sim. Tabletop Sim, hey, not bad. Tabletop Sim is a great way to play it. Annoying, but it's like the only way to play it, especially your friends are overseas, like mine are. Okay, looks pretty good like that. Well, I just sort pre-wash a little bit here. Unfortunately, this one's having a little hold up a bit just because I have to wait for that masking part to finish off first. But I can just quickly do the rest of it around it, and then I can just reblend in it later. Let's just blah 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 this around here. Not sure I want to make that pipe a different color. Kind of maybe I'll make that pipe a different color. There we go. Nice. Because I'm going to put some texture paste here as well to make it look like this is like the ramp entering into the place. With that, okay, with this design brush that I've just washed off, let's grab some more of this cool white, well, white gray, and apply layer 2 to whatever this, I guess like this cargo bay marking is gonna be. Whoopsie, something just fell from my desk. Oh no, my paintbrush, come back here. Okay, here we go. A pretty blue Dark Elder kill team. Ooh, nice. Yeah, Dark Elder one looks fun. All the kill teams look fun. It's just I don't have time. I barely get any time to play any kill team. I was like, dang it. But all the kill teams are definitely fun, and they can still be used in regular 40k. Although I'm still waiting for the 40k to update the official rules for the new Deathwatch kill team loadout, so I know how to build my existing kill team guys. Ah, I'm gonna start complaining again. I got 4 boxes of the Deathwatch veterans for 40% discount. And then a few months later, oh yeah, the kit's being retired for the new Deathwatch kill team coming out. Okay, fine then. And then, after that, the new one has different size bases now because it's different armor types. It's like, okay, fine. I can rebase my existing models, that's okay. But I need you to update the official 40k game with the kill team loadout so I know what the builder has. Because I play Renegade 40k more often than I do kill team. Then we're going to fight each other. I mean, it sounds great. Get all your friends together to play it. Sounds awesome. And again, supposedly every kill team is balanced. I think they're not. Some kill teams are just objectively worse than others. Although, do you have the mandrakes? I need more from all the armies. Yeah, exactly. This seems pretty good. I haven't considered the mandrakes. They are... depends, actually. Depends how sweaty you and your friends are, though. Because mandrakes, I feel, are a pretty sweaty team. They got a lot of bullshit to deal with. I've fought them multiple times now, so I know the bullshit they have. I think Scottish they seem good. All commands guard kill team, yep. Which one? What was the other one? There was the jump pack Imperial Guard. Those might be pretty interesting as well. Little turrets. Yeah, you got melee. You have that, but yeah, so maybe add in regular Chaos Marines and regular Space Marines as well, just for something a little bit more generic like. Could be pretty good. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Pull the masking away. There we go. Pull this masking away. There we go. We got a nice little square mark. Slight spot over there, but I'm gonna weather that in. That'll weather in. I'll weather it in. We're actually gonna weather it in right now, actually. Let me clear off my brush. Let me just grab some of this wash here and just wash up to that line first. There we go. Clean that off a bit. Grab my small brush and grab some of that gunmetal. Let us fix that tiny little bit of offset white here. There we go. Okay. And then stipple in the gunmetal now as a weathering on top of that white. How's that stipple going? Okay, just enough stipple. Yeah, there we go. That's been good. Just to make it look worn out, worn away and stuff. Yeah. Okay, there, good. Stippled. We go handle the Archon, in front of me Night Lords, Necron, Admech. If I'm not sure what that plays Krieg normally. I mean, there is the Krieg kill team, but I do know, I think it's the ones that's going to be retired sooner than later. I suppose Krieg or Tempestus Scions, that's the name of them. The Tempestus Scions with the jump packs. They might be a nice one for him. Just for like the Imperial Guard look. There we go. Let me just touch that part in. There. Clean that off. And then we add more of the wash to this area. Just to bring it all together. Just a very wet wash. I want it nice and thin to really blend together. There. Okay, there we go. Now we got a bit more vigilance on that one. So the story is being told. There's actually gonna have a mercenary group of orc commandos. Yep. I mean, yeah, the orc commandos do work for the highest bidder or something like that. So they very well could work with Imperium for mutual benefit. Okay, now let me just quickly bring out some of the silver spots here. From that washing. Just so that these scratches are brand new. There you go. Yeah. There. And this one. Definitely need to silver up the scratch marks here for sure. Yeah. There we go. So we have the story. And multiple squads in case someone switch. Yep, that sounds cool. Just having backups. And also it's fun because there's so many kill teams, there's gonna be plenty of selection as well. There you go. So I got the story here, where we have this one guy who's walking in, flaming his way through. No, it's him. At the entrance where the aliens first broke in, so it's got heavy damage and stuff on it. There. Nah, whatever. Then we have the sergeant here walking in this place. It's still near the entrance. There's like the white marking for like cargo offloading and stuff, where there's still a lot more damage on the flooring, where the aliens were still fighting. I think maybe I should add a few more bullet holes to this, just to bring the story into effect a bit more. And then we have this one guy who's much further in after that, where there's less bullet marks and holes and less damage, just because it's further in, the aliens already overwhelmed the defenders, and so there's just less damage around the environment as they were falling back. So there we go. That's the story of these three guys entering they're basing and them entering and stuff. But yeah, actually, I do think because this is still near the entranceway as they're walking in, there should be some more damage here. So where's my hobby knife at? I went from having all three hobby knives together to now I can't find all three of them. Here we go. Let's see. So if he's walking inwards. The scratch here was damaged. So I think shooting for the aliens would have been this direction. Focus. Whoa, focus. 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 There we go. So we're going to shoot this way, then that means bullet holes will hit in this direction. So actually, you know what? Let's just add a bit more weathering here by putting a bullet hole right here in the white area. Just an angle. Just twirl my knife around a bit. Just to add a little indent hole for like blaster las cannon fire, probably. Just slagging into the metal. There we go. Just a little bit more to tell a story. Okay, that became more of a scratch, but okay, that's fine. A scratch can be a scratch, literally. Where's my pin vise? It was just here. It is. Oh, now I can find it. Let me just pin vise in some extra holes as well, and I just immediately paint them silver. So I don't want. This is heavily damaged because this is where the first entrance. This is going to be medium damage, and then this is light damage as they progress further in. There we go. There we go. Okay. Get my brush. Dab it in the remaining silver I have here. And just fill out the little sections. Which I scratched up and stuff. There we go. Just really refill this salad here. There we go. Okay, so it's slightly more damaged. Ever so slightly. Yeah. I'm thinking, do I want to make that pipe? I kind of want to make it stand out in color a bit. Do I have? Let's see, kind of like a metallic brown. Let me see. Do I have a sort of like a sort of rusty pipe looker thing? Let me see. Do I have a thing for that? Actually, I can do. Model Air Earth Brown, which is very thin already, over the existing metallic there, may look like a metallic brown. Let's just try and see. Very small little dot of it. And then I can just do the wash on top of it. So, heavily wet and thinned brown, just to go over this. Like so. Use another brush to just absorb away the excess paint. And then immediately hit it with the Agrax Earthshade, which is a dark thin brown, to really redarken that. And then some water to re-thin out a little bit extra here and just re-weather it a bit. There we go. It's a lot more into this valley, so to speak. The vents here. There we go. Got a little bit more visual interest. Also, adverts are starting in 12 seconds, so I'm going to take a quick break to drink a bit, and I'll see you in after the break. The ad break in 3 minutes, 5 minutes. I think it's 3 minutes. 3 minute ad break. Can't do much about that. Twitch needs me to do that. I get cents on the dollar, and so makes a good hourly point to just take a quick break and stuff. So we're going to. I'll take a sip of water, quickly touch up the silver on that, and then we'll see how to continue with this. As I'm going to actually touch that silver up right now, and then have my sip of water, because I'm impatient like that. So, silver it up in here. Where the scratchings happened. Like so. Probably have the black go into a black wash over that as well after that. Also, advertisements.com. It said there was a countdown for the advertisements, but then the advertisements have not started yet. Let me take a look. Oh, what just happened? Oh, thank you for the $3 donation from Adam D. Oh, great, appreciate it. I actually did not even know those alerts even works. I believe that's the first time such has happened. Well, I appreciate it. And oh, adverts. I think adverts are just gonna hit now. Let me actually. Am I still signed in the code feed? Oh shit, I have to check that. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, I'm not even logged in. That's the problem. Let me see. I think this is working. Maybe. Maybe not. Where's my feed? I saw that ping just now, but my feed? Onto my page, please. Huh? Interesting. Okay, while the advertisements play, I'm looking at my COVID to see where's the history of things. Uh, uh, uh. So let me see my page. Yes. What the fuck? Eh? Nani? Goofy. How to see tippers. Interesting. Why can I not see this? Huh. Interesting. I don't know why I can't see the update like that or see the history. But I did just see the event. Can I see myself? My feed, my settings, payment, messages, supporters, memberships. Well, thank you kindly for the tip. I have no idea how to see that tip though. Huh. Huh. Eh. Interesting. I can't find it. Kofi. Tip history. One of donations, blah blah. Payments got donations, blah blah blah. Kofi had to pay possibly for memberships. How does it work? Yes, tell me how to see the history. I want to confirm who just tipped. Wait, can I... Wait, do I need to... Is it because Is this a weird thing where because I'm logged in, I can't see my own thing for this? Hold on, let me try that on a different browser. No, the feed is empty. How strange. Huh? I definitely saw someone give a tip. Where do I see that tip? Hmm? Huh? You'd think this would be easy to find, but I can't find it. Huh. Oh, seriously, cool. How do I see my own thing? I get... I will find out later. I have things to paint, but thank you kindly to the lovely tipper. I will definitely need to figure out how to check the history of that later. Oh, wait. Oh, was it anonymous? I definitely saw a name flash. It was anonymous. It wouldn't be... Oh, well. Anyway. Back to painting for now. Let's see. Anyway, back to painting. Let's see. Oh, that's so nice. I think I need to do a little bit. I want to do a little bit of black again, just inside the scratched pipe, just to like show that it went deep into the pipe, and then it's like something you can't quite see what's inside it, but it's definitely been damaged on the inside there. So let me just spot of black right in there. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. I'm wondering, this little point of interest here, did it weather too much? Maybe it needs to be a bit unweathered, which I have an idea for that. Let me, the way I stippled in the weathering, I'm going to now re-stipple in the white paint there, just to relighten it in a like sort of random state. Dry off my brush as best as I can. Load up a bit of paint here onto it. Like so, then just re-stipple the lighter white around it. Just to bring it a bit lighter. A little bit lighter. There we go. Perfect. Wash the brush off. Hello, Dr. Anime. Good news, bad news. Good news, they do remake Mecha 90, and bad news, Magic Knight Rayearth. I mean, why is it bad news for Magical Knight Rayearth? I do believe I saw that show. Oh wow, that's a lot of pain on me. And I liked it. I do believe that was a show. Again, it's one of my I need to rewatch it again to remember the damn thing because I watched it so long ago. But yeah, do to tell, how is it a bad thing? Was it just not a good show? Or were you expecting something else? Okay, there we go. So let's see. These spaces, I think, it's time for I need to do a little bit of the. Here you go. Contrast Billysarcum Grey, just to re-darken some of the areas. Get a small bit of it out. Just over here. Thin it down a bit, of course. Just like a very dark gray. I'm just gonna do that sort of haphazardly around here, just to add a bit of, guess, sort of color modulation and stuff. There. Just to give it a bit more of a dirty look. Definitely put some down here. A bit randomly here. There we go. So I think need to modulate this a bit more here. So just, again, a little bit of it in some different positions that need a bit more blending on them. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Clean up the brush. I got spoiler most episodes. Oh, you got spoiler most episodes. Ah, I see. I mean, yeah, I guess. That sort of thing where basically, if the anime is that old, it's kind of hard to not get spoiled because it's just so well known. But yeah, I can see how that can suck as well. See, do I have any other events? Yeah, no, I don't have the other events. It's bugging me that I got a Ko-fi tip and I can't even see it anywhere on my page. Which is like, okay, interesting. Oh, maybe. Hold on. Let me. Oh, while we let that paint dry, I'm just going to try to log into something and see. Please. Will this work? Hmm. Interesting. Let me check an email. Let me check an email quickly. Maybe it's in my emails. It's not in this email account apparently. Nice. Fine. Fine. Be like that. Spam? No. Oh well. Anyway. But yeah, I just remember some sort of like old mecha from Magic Knight Rayearth, and it's like, okay, I recognize it, but I remember nothing of the show. So I really, really need to rewatch that show for sure. Oh, maybe that's why it doesn't work. Let me see. Maybe that's why it doesn't work. Uno momento. This this is it's bugging me. It's bugging me. Dang it. Yes, that will work. We're going to trying to log into something here. Trying to log into something here. Yep. Dot 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 dot. Doom. One second. Ah, god damn it, where is it? Rummaging for things. Uno momento. Okay. All right, I'm in. Yeah, I'm in. That meant nothing. Okay. Maybe there's a delay after all. After all that, maybe there's just a delay in the system. Oh well, never mind. Yeah, maybe there's some weird delay or something in the system to make it not show yet. Although you'd think I'd be able to find this page easily. Okay, no, I'm getting distracted. I'm getting distracted. Back to this. Back to this. Yes, I need to do a quick touch up some spots here now. There's my gunmetal. Squish. Bloop. Okay. Yeah, all right. Bloop. That way, there's a doot. That paint just right here. There you go. Just getting it in between the scratch marks so you can still see the scratch marks themselves. Just blend that corner part in here. And just some more stipples on this. Yeah, all right. There we go. Okay, those bases are nice. Don't fuck it with it anymore. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. The bases are good. They're good. They're good. Don't need to touch these bases anymore. You bases, you get over here and you wait to dry.
You bastard! Hydrate!
Ah, hydrate, you bastard. Hydrate. Okay, thank you kindly. Hydrate, and you bastard. Got my bastard ass water here. There I go. Hydrating myself. Why the heck what is this link? Let me not have a doubled up audio from that, please. There we go. Okay, anyway, continuing on. Now that those bases are done, these Deathwatch aggressors themselves, they need their own paint up touch. They meet the minimum painting requirement for the tournament, but might as well, since I'm doing their basing, might as well spend this time also and do them, themselves. Colors that I've been meaning to do on them and then just never have. Like their little flamethrower bits. Need to go gunmetal to match the rest of my painting standard, or, well, the painting theme I use generally. Nice and carefully. Getting that sharp tip. Yes. Very carefully. Yeah. Yes, I'm just going to do the obvious, most standout color details first, and then go for the more obscure ones after the fact. Just parts that were definitely need to be a certain color, I'm now doing those colors. Like the little flamey ports on this. Wait, what, the spark part of the flame gauntlets. So nice and easily. There. Same for all of them. Just gonna batch paint my way through all the little details. Then I'm gonna have to come back and do the edge highlighting on the black armor to make it more stand out. But right now, that is a future me issue. Current me issue is just get the main details in. Anything that obviously needs to be a different color will be that they're different color. There. Especially with my newfound paint skills since I did these so many years ago. Yep. Yep. There. And then you. Listen carefully. I'm gonna hate painting all the piping and cables they have off their arms and stuff. There we go. But 'tis what must be eventually done, at least. For that visual interest. Oop. Nice and carefully. There we go. Today's try watch Mecha Anime 90s. Watch Maze Baken Netsu Jiku. We get cringe most episodes done most time. Yep. I tend to, unless there's no option, I tend to watch subbed as much as possible. Sometimes the voice actors do sound cringe. Or they use the same one so many times, it's like, eh. Like, I've heard this, I've heard person enough times. I want some variety in what I hear. Anyway, okay, so now what I need to do is... Let's see. Let's look at you, since you are the most completed painted guy so far. I have no idea what color I was using to edge highlight you. I have to find out later, or just do a new color. Well, it looks like actually I did everything I needed on you already. Your trinkets and everything were done. Yeah, pretty much just a pop of your shoulder pad color. You were done already. Okay, cool. Never mind. So, okay, I guess I got all the hosing and stuff, but the hosing and piping we're gonna leave later, if at all. Let's go with the next guy. Let's go with this guy who's on his base, just so I can easily hold him. You have some trinkets there. And some ropes. Well, I use my fist and red for those leaf ropes, just to make it easy to... This is a simple color. I'll just use that. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, but I have so many things I meant to watch this, I don't even know actually what I want to start watching next when I have time. Because my spare times, either I'm building, painting, or I'm watching tutorials for like Blender and stuff, and other content creating things like Studio Max and whatnot. Like okay, so I'm not content creating pilled. I'm trying to be, but oh my god, timing with life and everything is very busy. And also I'm trying to like do drawing and stuff, sketching and things, which is all of it is time consuming. It's like not something I can just do. I can't like just watch the thing as I do my stuff because my eyes will not be reading the screen. I'll be focused on whatever I'm working on, so it's hard to watch things as I work because all my work is very visual based. There we go. Little tassely there, and then let's load the tip. So I do your eye lenses. Very carefully. I'm hearing some strong wind outside my window. What the fuck? How did I get... How did I get red on my finger? Hmm. Okay, I've cleaned up what I can. I'll just come back in with a brush and paint that black again. That's fine. Easy fix. How the fuck did I do that, though? What the fuck did I even touch to get red on my finger? Anyway, okay, your eyes are done. Let's carefully grab you and do your eye lenses. Tip of my brush. Paint it in. There we go. And you have also the Sergeant's Quest that has to be gold later. Until then, I need a little bit more lead now. Okay. Let's see. Got this little pendant thing I have to paint carefully. Nice and carefully down the line. Yep. Same for this one here. Thankfully, it's easy to fix if I make a mistake. It's just going to be silver. Load. Very careful control. Okay. Straight up and along. Just on the top of this rope pendant. There we go. On top of that rope pendant there. Pendant rope, I mean. With the brush. Load. It has one more. Straight along. Very carefully. There we go. I'll come back later to fix that with silver, but that's an easy fix. Now let's just get this red. Okay. There we go. Then he has his belt to do. That's his groin red thingy majiggy. Okay. Very carefully. Little knot for his rope pendanty thing. Right around. Straight up to the hip. There. Okay. Some small colors to fix up, but very minor things to do still. Very minor details to work on. Clean my brush off a bit, because that's the main red's done. Let's see. I think I need to... I'll touch up the black next, just so I don't forget it. Hello, Bo. Yes, this is some Warhammer. These are some Death Watch aggressors I'm doing, which are very hard to see on camera. But made some easy things to see on camera. My Sanguinary Guard, my other Blood Angels here. But yeah, welcome, welcome. I'm building these 3 guys for a tournament on this weekend. Well, painting them up. They are at the minimum painting quality they need to be at. But it's like, you know what, since we're here, let's just finish up as many other details as I can. And just, you know, just experiment with some other things. Like, I'm gonna, like, edge highlight the black armor and stuff. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I'm Corbin, the Plamo VTuber. I do a lot of plastic models and stuff. Although, obviously, I'm on a big Warhammer binge. And, yeah. Do waifu kits, Warhammer kits, other kits, and so on. Well, just a lot of Warhammer because I'm joining a lot of events and stuff, and just... I have my army to build up and stuff. Let me just touch up the black here. Very carefully. Yep. But yeah, welcome, welcome. Do you like the Warhammers? Also, just touch up the old painting mistakes I did as well, because these 3 quests are actually over a year old, I think, since I last touched them for painting. So I just went, oh, they are Death Watch. Okay, good enough, done. But now, since I'm back to working on them, let us give them more of a proper paint job than that they deserve. You just want to see some color guides on this. Death Watch aggressors, combat patrol. How did they do the shoulders? Pretty cool. Cool, thanks. Do you play Warhammer and stuff? And so, which army do you play, my good sir? Oh, right, I've got the right shoulders based on the chapter. I haven't chosen their chapters yet. Right, shit. That's why I've left the right shoulders untouched, because the color of the shoulder pad depends on the chapter that they're from. Okay, alright. So, yeah, I won't worry about the right-hand side shoulders. Okay, beyond the sergeant's fancy shoulder. I'll just go with what I got first. They don't find a stream through the Gunpla tag. Oh, nice, welcome. Oh yeah, I do Gunpla, but I haven't done much of it recently just because I've been on the Warhammer binge. Although, thank you, honey. And as you can see, my VTuber avatar is also based on Gunpla because I made it using this custom Jim Striker I made. Yep, with a waifu pillar off AliExpress. So yeah, basically, I used to do a lot of Gundams. Then I found Warhammer, and then I've been doing a lot of Warhammer now. But I have Armored Core kits, 30-minute system kits, Gundam kits, waifu kits, and backlog to do. Again, it's just been I'm going to a lot of Warhammer events. I've been needing to use my 1 dedicated day a week for hobbying, which is my stream, to do the Warhammer minis and stuff. But yeah, welcome, welcome. If you like painting and modeling and stuff, then you've come to the right place. And yeah, I thank you for popping into the stream. Again, any and all viewers, lurkers, and otherwise do help with the channel. Just helps build up the numbers. Yeah. So yeah, I'm thinking, do I want to just make you my Blood Angels chapter just to do your shoulder pad in one go? I can figure that out later. Let me just touch up a spot here. And you touch up the silver, and then see where to go from there. Get a spot of silver in. I say though, Gundam building and painting developed my airbrushing skills, and Warhammer painting has definitely developed my hand painting skills. And certainly a lot of fun. And both have their challenges and rewards each for the hobby. And Well, I was going to say I can recommend both, but I'll only recommend Warhammer if you are financially able to support it, which is very hard. I support it just because I do my best to get as lot discounts as I can, which makes it just that bit a bit more affordable. There you go. Let's see. We're gonna have to figure out how do I edge highlight you. This honestly. Whoopsie. Now, first, let me just get your little symbols and stuff colored in, and then I can work on your gold trims. Since you're a sergeant, so you get extra gold trim. And then I'll fix up the dark parts later. There we go. Very carefully. Yeah. Nice. What MG Stark Jagan kit? Oh, the Stark Jagan's P Bandai? Shit. That sucks. Yeah, in terms of MGs I want to get, I kind of want to get the Gym Colony type. Also want to get the MG new Vercar because I have the third-party conversion kit to make it the full armored new, which is that weird streamlined looking version of it. And I was like, ooh, yes. I saw this conversion kit and I got it first in the store. I was like, yeah, shit, I don't have the MG new. I'll get around to that eventually. Eventually never came. Eventually may come one day, but not this day. Well, you know, the full arm, not full armor, not HWS, full armored new. Yeah, full armored new. Not HWS new. It's got a very nice, unique design look to it. And it's like, yeah, okay, cool, I can dig that. I kind of want that. Oh, let's just get those little details there. Okay. Alright, now I need to do the gold detailing. With, of course, good old Retributor Gold, wherever the heck I put it. This is now me figuring out, did I put the paint away or did I not put the paint away? And is it just staring at me in the face, which I'm not seeing it? Here it is. Got it. Yeah, third party kits were pretty good, ain't it? Nice. Yeah, a lot of third party kits really cool. Here we go. Some Retributor Gold. Yep. Like conversion kits or just the outright third party kits themselves. Although Wooking's been doing a third party kit. It looks really nice. Yeah. Let me see. Do your little pendant here. Lovely gold pendant. Whoop. Right around. So if my voice drops a lot, then it's because I'm just really focusing on painting a very tiny little area. Because welcome to Warhammer, where there's small minis with fuck tons of details. Then you have a little gold thing on your forehead because you're the sergeant. There we go. And then also, yeah, this knee pad also goes gold. I like to do silver first, then gold on top, just to get a nice shiny gold. And this gold little fleur de shit here. There. Okay. Right, and I guess, oh yeah, this will go gold as well. Very carefully draw this across. Nice and carefully. There we go. Alright. There. Sergeant's got all of his little gold detailings. Have yours. Actually, yeah, I did the entire these little pendant things they have hanging off them actually all gold. So you know what? Let's maintain that. Switch this to a golden hanging pendant. Just very carefully paint this in. I need to go back with the red to fix up the little pendant rope, but small thing to fix compared to the rest of it. There. Finish up some of that coverage. Yep. And then you. Gonna need a small bit more gold. Touch more. Very carefully. Get the pendant hook and the pendant itself. Nice. Okay. Yep. Clean up my brush. You spot a bone white for the little hanging bones on that guy's hip. Because of course, Space Marines, they'll sometimes carry the bones of their fallen or honored serfs with them so that they may continue to be in battle after they've passed. So, this guy's got some femur bones from, I guess, some serfs that served him well during their life. And so he honors them by letting them continue to serve in death alongside him. Hanging out his belt. There. And then I'm going to have to get some more red to touch up the little ropes. Spot of red. Here, just where the ropes tie off. Let's go back to red. Yep. This also gets slightly more red to brighten it up. There. Okay. So that's you guys, like that. Now to figure out, I think now is a case where, oh no, black paint. While the black paint's available, touch up my little fucky wucky here where I touched it with, I got red paint in my hand and then my hand touched the model and tinted some of this red. Let me just fix that up. There, fixed it. There we go, done. Again, that's the thing with mini painting and stuff, and just painting in general. Always be ready to make a mistake. Mistakes will happen, it's just down to fixing a mistake after, whether you immediately fix it or let it dry and fix it later. Mistakes will happen. Never be afraid to make a mistake when painting. Be afraid when you try to fix it, though. As always, just okay, calm, take it cool, and most of the time just let the mistake dry first, then paint over it. Most of the time, you're going to be okay. Anyway, I think now is a good time to just stick these guys on. Just to have them on the base and ready to go. Also, I forgot this thing. I need to get the, what you call it? The terrain paste. Because this was a entryway piece Um, terrain paste. I think I'm just going to use my dark earth terrain paste, I believe. I feel like that's sort of applicable to this, maybe. Yep, let's try and see. Yeah, just grab a little bit. This is like pretty much this is like super glue with some colored textured um dirt and stuff in it, or earth looking things. So when it dries it looks like it's like mud and stuff, so just get a small bit out. That's all why you have to always be sure to airtight reseal this again. Otherwise it's gonna solidify into just giant solid chunk. Okay. So just a bit like this. The spatula, just squelch it, squish it just to the edges. As best as I can. Okay, a little bit of excess there. The remainder from the spatula I'm just going to put back into the pot so I don't waste it. There we go. Okay. So this, I'm just gonna try to get the scratch to continue into the paste here. Just pat it down a bit. Get a bit of it on the ramps, stain into it. And then use my finger to wipe down the rim. There we go. Okay. Boom. There, that base is based. Actually, I think, because this base looks so fancy, should the sergeant be the one on this, where he's just like, he's entering in to look around. And then the other guy with his flame hand open, he's here starting to flame away already at things. But actually, oh yeah, that foot pin actually works pretty well. Hmm. Okay, maybe that would be good, actually. So, basically, the fancy base is the one the sergeant is on. Yeah, there we go. As he's entering in the facility. What's Well, doesn't well it look like it's exiting the facility, maybe. It's sort of a slightly awkward pose, unfortunately. Hmm. Trying to also center him on his base a bit. Eh. No, I can't want to think where basically they're entering the facility. Let me see. Let me see. Just going for aesthetics now. Now, I think I still like it where it's this guy entering in and he's just hand open, his arms out, ready to start flaming already. Well, actually, no, his flamer is retracted on his arm. He's going for a punch, actually. Hmm. No, the punch should be inside the facility then, so there's going to be a sergeant entering the facility, it looks like. Uh, Try to get it centered, like. Hmm. Hmm. Hold on. Now this is we're going purely for looks right now. Actually, the sergeant just walking through the loading bay looks better. Okay, there we go. All right, confirm for that. Which means I think now I should just really super glue in the guy so that he's nice and solid on the base, and then anything else I work with after that, he's gonna have something easy to hold on to at least. So spotter super glue onto the pin, and a bit more onto his other foot. And there. It's like a good walking angle in. This is exploring his way through. Let's see. I felt the pin underneath it push slightly. I need to readjust that pin with something stiff. Let's push that pin up a bit. Like so. Yeah, we go. There. Okay. There. Now let's interfere with anything. There we go. He's walking into the loading bay. He's inspecting and shooting and blasting. Again, hard to see on camera. I'm going to have to edge highlight him after the bases are dry so that he looks better pretty much. So there, now for the guy who's walking into the bay. Let's get this super glue going. If he's going to step in like this. There we go. Yep, he's stepped in. He's leaning in. He's got his arm out when he starts flaming and stuff. There we go. Okay. So I've got the tale of three Death Watch aggressors as they enter in a facility with their flamestorm cannons ready to clear it out. So let's give this a little bit to dry first before I start trying to edge highlight them. I'm going to push on to the other little figure which I had been working on before, which I got. Let me just clear some of the space around a bit here. Let me get that figure out. That's her knife. We have the little Kitsune Knight Lady. Unrelated to Warhammer at all, but she's just like a nice little mini I found online. And decided, you know, she's not too expensive. I'm just going to grab her and make her up. Now, where are her legs? She had two separate legs. Somewhere here. Sorry, move the camera out of the way. Give me your legs. Where are your legs? They are behind the jump marines. Here we go. Okay. Push you to the side. Shift this camera back a bit here. Here we go. Okay. Now, where's the box for her? Nightworks. Here we go. Ah. This was the Nightworks Hasta. This is her. And I'm going to see if I can't start painting her up a bit. At least get some of the paint going on her. Let me just see what's this. Don't know what that is. Yeah, that's fine. I can read that later. I can deal with that later. All right, let's see. Okay, let's put this. Nice. All right. So, yeah. I can't really put this anywhere, so I'm just going to put this nearby, and I'm going to reference it to figure out what colors go where. I think I'm going to probably follow closely to the color scheme of the armor, just because this thing is tiny as fuck. So there's a metallic color on her. Do I want to use my good old aluminum color, or do I want to go with something else this time? What other metallic colors do I have that could work with this? A light metallic color. I have this Iron Warrior. No, that's too dark. That's too dark. Lead Belcher? Too dark. Actually, I think I'm gonna actually have to go with the silver I normally use, and then I'll just tone it down with black wash after. Yeah, so we're going with aluminum. So first off, let me just absorb all the dirty water from my palette. Get some fresh water in to work with. Just the tissue here. Also, I'm going to use my cleaning fluid, my sharp brush, just to make sure it's nice and soft. Hold up. A little bit more new water. Here we go. Yonk. There we go. I've got this brush conditioning fluid from Tamiya. Really good at cleaning off a brush, all the gunk from it, and making the brush nice and soft after a painting session. Always worth doing. Just whistle it a few times, and there we go. Nice and soft brush bristles again. So anyway, so there's us. Shake, shake. Get a little bit more silver to go. There we go. And then start sticking the silver where it needs to go. Let's grab your leg first. Anyway, it's just the entire leg except for the thigh here, which has some little straps and banding. So lower it up. Let's see, is there any exposed skin here anywhere? No. Until the thigh, there's no exposed skin. So it's just free reign to just get the silver in where it needs to be. There we go. Just brush it in. Nice and quickly. Carefully around the edge. I've already gone over a bit, but that's fine. The skin tone will cover that pretty easily. Come on, get painting that little recessed area there. Just carefully dot it. And apply the paint. Really cover where it needs to go. So, ad break is going to begin in about a minute. Again, sorry about the ad breaks, can't do anything about it. If you wish to skip the ads, feel free to subscribe, but you don't need to if you don't have to. This is how Twitch goes, yada yada. So ad breaks also makes a good time to remind me every hour to like, okay, definitely manually take a pause and take a drink and stretch your eyes and stuff. So let's just paint this around the edges here, nice and carefully. Very carefully around the sides. There we go. Just get all that covered up. holding by the very tip of the little leg peg, or foot peg here, to then paint up the foot. Blah, blah, blah. Nice and carefully all around. There. So we've got a mostly silver armored leg. Let me just touch the small bits, and I'm going to then take my little drinky break. Okay, put that down. Okay, now I'm going to stretch, take a drink. Let's see what the time is like. Actually, we got some good timing today. Uh. Liquid. And take this one to squash my balls, which none of you can see, hopefully. Alright, there goes the stretched. Let's see. Got some more silver to do for sure. Some gold bits. And yeah, the skin is going to be interesting to handle. The skin will probably be done in a different stream for sure. I just wanted to get a little bit of progress on this little lady first, while I wait for some of the paint and glue to dry on these aggressors. We're going to go straight back to the aggressors and try to start edge highlighting them. Just some careful edging. Yeah, we're going to finish the night off with some very tender little edging. Let's see. That's good. Save that. Nice. Okay. No new messages. Some new messages. Let me quickly check these. Alright. 10 seconds before we are fully back live again. Oh, nice. Anyway, I'll be back from ads. I think we are. Okay. We're back from the ads. Let's go. Let's continue with this. So, we got one leg nicely silvered up. We're going to do all the silver armor on this lady, and then we're going to go back to the Death Watch guys. So, just small bits of progress. Also, based on how that leg went, actually, I think I can go with the wider brush. No, I'm just going to stick with this brush since I have it right here. Blow it up. And just begin painting. Just get it everywhere I can. Actually, I don't mind getting someone to the skin part now because I forgot the skin's going to cover it anyway, so having the silver overflow at this stage is fine. As long as it's just the main bulk of the silver gets where it needs to be, all's good. There we go. Yes. Whoop. Aha. Whoop. Aha. Just get this, all the silver covered into the nooks and crannies, as it needs to be. Take this way. Spot of it here. Again, nooks and crannies is key. Very carefully. Yep. Get the edges here of the armor done. Okay, 2 silver legs. Then for the body, which got some brush spray on it by mistake. Whoopsie. Oh well. Again, mistakes can be painted over very easily later. So looks like your lower arm and hand are silver for sure. Upper arm does not seem to be armored. Go. Nice and carefully. Get nooks and crannies where the armor would be. Very carefully. Nice. And then your shoulder for sure. Up. Your what you call it? Fuck, I forget. The neck armor piece. Mantlet, is it? Not mantlet. I don't know. Anyway, that. Not the boobs. The boobs are armored with only leather straps and skin. As the Lord intended. Okay, just get it back up. The gorget, that's it. The gorget, that's what it's called. There we go. Well, that up. And again, your entire lower arm is armored and hand. So you have armored hands, but your upper arms are not armored. There we go. And then your hips. Your hips with a leather battle bikini. Reach this all around. Yeah. There we go. Okay. And apparently your axe actually also goes silver, so while I have the silver here, I would just, it's on the top of the axe only, so here, we'll just silverize your axe. Your giant battle axe. There we go. Just making the most out of the paint remaining on my palette. Yeah. Silverize all this, and I'll come back with the gold details another day. Or next week. Or midweek. We'll find out. Here we go. Reload. Throw it up. There we go. Okay. Nice. Okay, so all the silver on this lady has been done. The rest of it's going to be leather armor and skin and golden trims. Cool. All right. Just put you there. So clean off the brush. And now let's look into edge highlighting these Death Watch guys before I call it a night. I call it a slight early night tonight just because I am kind of tired. Let's get these 1, 2, 3. Now I'm having an idea here. I have this Panzer Ace's Dark Rubber. It's like a grey. I kind of want to try that as the edge highlight over the black. Kind of want to try that. So that's what I should try. Let's get a little bit of it here. And if it's not actually the highlight, it might be like a two-tone black color I can use for the armor and stuff. Like Gundam style, RG Gundam styles, where it's like two-toning the whites, like an off-white and a regular white. It's be like two-toning the blacks instead. Anyway, let's see. Let's test with you. You've been the first one to test most of these things. So, lightly edge highlights with this. Side of the brush. Hitting all the edges here with the color. You see that they also fix up the little mistake I did with the red here as well. Nope. Kind of want a bit of a thicker edge highlight just to make it much more visible, since this is a very dark black model. Not sure how easy you can see that in person though. Well, how easy you see that on camera, unfortunately. But, try to be a bit more obvious with it, because on entire edge surfaces will just go that color then. See how it looks. Try to edge this side here. Very carefully. Extremely carefully. Okay, you can kind of sort of see it. Yeah, okay. Let us continue with this. Come on, load up, I said. Very carefully edge that. Okay. And your power fist. Get those edgings there. Very carefully. This is sort of like a dry brush now. Edge a bit more. This corner. And along here. Edge the hip plates. Awkward angles. Might just actually fill in this little spot here with the color. Oh, actually, here's an idea. Very carefully. Because it dries kind of blends in, but what if I just interchange it a bit here? Just on some top surfaces. Okay, hold on, I think I found a strategy. I can use it as a direct highlights color. Hold on, there we go. Let's try and see. Testing it, testing it. Oh, I think I might have found a strategy. Let's see. Not sure camera can easily pick that up, though. It sort of does work. Oh, okay. I think it sort of does work. Let me just apply it where I think it's best used. Like so. There's sort of blending in. It's, again, hard to see in the camera, I think, but it's sort of blending in nicely on the model itself, on the raised areas. Yeah, I think I'll quickly try that for the rest of it. We just decant a bit more. Ah, come on, shake it. Go a little bit more out. Get some more on my brush. And very carefully apply it. Around here. Especially on these side edges that are visible. Carefully. Along. Sides here. Tiny edges here. Along the top edge. Yes. Lightly applied along the tops here. Along the bottom edges of the armor. There. Try that and see. Again, for the last guy, bring it down a bit more. surface edges. Very carefully. Top. Very carefully. Edge those sides in. All the edges. Hip plates. Knee pads. Side here. Okay. Alright, there we go. I think that was cool. Clean up the brush. Looks like all important main colors on these lads. We just put them sideways so y'all can see. And we kind of get to a focus angle. That's good for them. Oh, there we go. That's much better. There. Looks pretty good, I think. And the bases look nice and cool looking. Especially this one with the has the stripes we did. So yeah, I think I'm going to just do the black rim on these and then call it something early tonight, just so I can clean up and get a little bit of extra sleep and stuff. So yeah, let's get some black rims going. Let's do some rimming. We've been edging, now we're rimming. It's rimming time. Have you rimmed today? So let's get the black paint. Just regular Vallejo base black. Squizzle some out. Grab it. Wet into paint. There's some wet rimming. And now just hit the side rim of the basing with this to really finish it up. And probably tomorrow I'll hit this all with a semi-gloss top coat just to really seal it in. Really want to make sure the paint itself is all fully dry before you start hitting with top coats, because top coats being clear, if you hit the paint layer below and it's still wet, you start blending it into the top coat, and then it's might mess it up. Actually, it will mess it up, and that will be fixable, but just it's a pain in the ass to fix it. Especially when you're technically finished and you're just doing the final layer to seal all your colors in. There we go. So that base is blacked out. Let's do it for this one. Well, actually, one thing they say, oh, do the base in black rim and stuff. A lot of the Warhammer promo photos and stuff, I see they use brown bases, like earth bases that match the basing material they use. It's like, huh. I guess that's the heavy metal team's specific instruction color, I guess, maybe? I'm not sure. When was it? Traditionally, it was like Goblin Green was the old Hammer coloring, which I kind of want to try to do one mini in that style with the Goblin Green base and everything, just to, experience the paint style and stuff. You probably gonna be a character just so that it won't look weird if he doesn't match the rest of the squad mates, because he's gonna be a character. He's gonna lead them. He can be weirder and fancier and otherwise. Okay, anyway, load up the last bit. Let's black out this base, and then we will be good. Also, I've seen some, you can get these little nameplates you can attach to the side of the base, which I probably kind of wants that. Also, part of me Well, probably I kind of want that so I can like name some of the movie and stuff and have like a nameplate for them. But however, that nameplate thing does go off the edge of the base, and that affects the base's width. So in tournaments and stuff and competitive, one can say it's like, oh no, you don't have the clean base rim, you can't use it or whatever. So it's like fuck. Figure something else with that. There we go. Rim to the bases. So we did the edging, we did the rimming. A quick edge and a quick rim. And yeah, with that, I think that's a good. I think 11:22 p.m. That's I think a bit earlier, but that's a good time to call it. So again, I thank you all for coming. Greatly appreciate it. Viewers, lurkers, and everything always help. Let us find someone lovely to raid into now. Let's see, Hoopst is there. We can send the fun to. Clicky clicketing. Clicky clicking. Who is there? Hoomst is there. Ooh, I see a potential. Someone who I have not related in a little bit as well. Let's go with that if it works. Let me copy. And we can do it. Let me actually check that they aren't ending soon. Okay, I think we're good. Let's get the raid going. That is not what I wanted. Boom. Is it going to work? Yes, raid is going. So yeah, thank you for coming. Great, appreciate it. As always, I stream every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Japan Standard Time. You got my socials here. You can find me on Blue Sky, Twitter most of the time, and Discord. And let's get a raid message going. Raid message is going to be, let's see, what will the raid message be? The community has come by to paint warning stripes all over the floor. And let's add some emotes. Again, change emotes whatever you like. There we go. Well, thank you all for joining me today, and I will catch y'all next time. So, until next time, okay, the disembodied Kitsune body here. Until next time, away we go. Nyom!